Hello, my name's Rob and welcome to Swift Slots. Now you may have noticed that I've not been on air for about a month or so, and that's not because I've left slot cars, it's purely because I have lots of other hobbies, and over the last 3 years I've been focusing on slot cars quite a bit, and there's one particular thing that I really wanted to make. It was going to take a few weeks and I really wanted to focus on it, so I've done that. I've actually gone off and I've made this project. I am videoing it as it goes. It's nothing to do with slot cars though, so that is why I've been a little bit quiet, because I've been making this project on the side, which will go on this channel. Now I don't think it's going to appeal to you slot car guys, probably not, but I've really enjoyed doing it and I wanted to do it. I wanted to set some time apart to do that video. So that is coming relatively soon, maybe a month or so. So that's why I've been a little bit quiet. However, the other day I got an email from one of my subscribers that I've done a past project for. It was the SRS Skeletrix build from about a year ago. And he said, I've got a few more scrap cars that I don't want. I'd like to donate them to you. Would you like them? And I said, I always like to receive donated cars because they're really good donors for other projects in the future. But as long as he didn't want them, I was happy to take them. So he sent them and they've turned up. So what I'm going to do, I'll get you on my table. I'm going to go through this box one by one and I'm going to show you what's in this box. And I'd like to say many thanks to Lee for sending me this box, because it is truly appreciated and what's in this box is really cool. So let's get on this table and let's show you what's in my box. Okay, so let's get stuck into this box that Lee has very kindly donated to the channel. And as you can see, we've got a pile of vintage Skeletrix cars. So the first one out the box is this rather awesome Metro. And the second one out the box is again this rather awesome Metro. And then we have this very intriguing Skeletrix Capri. So this is pretty interesting, this one. And then we have something quite different actually. It's a Matchbox HO car. Now I've not featured HO cars on this channel, but I do have a load of them, so interesting. And then we have something here that has been requested by some of you guys in the comments. So we got a Porsche Formula C car, so that could be quite interesting. And then we have another very interesting car. Now I've got a couple of these now. I bought one and I was donated one by a friend of mine called Stuart. Now I've got another one here. So this is a really interesting car. Could well be doing something with this one as well. And then we have a firm channel favourite, another Mini Clubman, this time with all the bumpers intact, which is quite rare. So yeah, this has been repainted, but cool enough. And then we have these. Now these are very interesting to me. Now as far as I can tell, these are called Wolf WR5 Formula 1 cars. Now this particular one is very attractive. They both need their rear wings, but as you can see, they are both pretty well fully intact. Now as you remember, I did that Formula 1 car the other day. I forget the name, what it's called. I'll put it just there. And that turned out really well. And that was one of these basic cars. Now I was looking at various basic cars before I chose that particular one. And this is a very similar idea. So a very basic chassis with a very easy to work on layout. Now I don't know if I want to upgrade this one because I really like this livery. I might try and find a rear wing for this particular car, an original or a really good reproduction, not a 3D printed one. And I might bring this one back to stock because I really like the look of this. A lovely gold. It's almost JPS but not quite. Wolfer Racing, number 20. It's Wolf RWR5. They're really cool. I like it. I've not really seen one in my hand before, but this one, I think this one we could do something with. Maybe we could give this one a nice paint job, find a wing for it, and do the same to this as we did the other car from a few months ago. So turn it into a bit of a rocket ship and see if I can turn it into a really nice car. So I think these are going to be really good content at some point. So thank you for those. They're really cool. And then the poor old Capri. Gosh, she's seen some days, this one, but she's all there. The bumpers are all there. Could do with some headlights in the front, maybe lit ones. probably do with the rear wing. A little bit of a cleanup, but this is an original paint job as far as I know with the flames. Obviously the 3's been put on afterwards, but the rest of it is correct. So it's obviously missing a fair bit of things, but that's nothing that I can't sort out. And as you know, I do vacuum form glass anyway. May even have an original glass actually from one of my masters, I'm not sure. But this could be a really cool car, and yes, this one would turn out quite nice. And then we have the old Metros. So I've done a couple of these very recently, but a welcome addition nevertheless. And as you can see, these ones are both pretty well completely intact. I do actually now remanufacture the wing mirrors, so I could always pop some wing mirrors on them, give them a good old scrub, and then get them running again. There's very little that either of these cars need. As you can see, this one is incredibly good condition on the inside. So that one, and also the interior is really nice. And this one I'm not going to pull it apart, but you can see the gears aren't split, the motor's clean, everything is there. So this really wouldn't take more than about half an hour's worth of work to bring it back up to scratch and get it running perfect again. Nice fresh set of PU tyres, which I always also make as well. So that'll be really cool. So these could be a very nice little addition to the Metro collection that I've already got going now that I did for Cal on the Retro Power video. So cool, thank you for those. And then the little BMW, the little HO car. Now normally these clip off the sides. I'm not sure how this one does. We have a look inside. Oh, is it front and rear? It could be front and rear. No, there's a little screw there. Okay, so the Matchbox ones are a little bit different from the Tyco ones and the AFX ones, because there's a little screw there that unscrews the chassis. But yeah, you can see that anyway. That looks really cool. So yeah, there's no lit lights on those, as the headlights don't light up. Again, that could be something I could add to it. But that's a neat little car. So I haven't done anything on this channel with HO, although I've personally got about 20 odd cars. My wife's got even more than that, and we've got a huge pile of track. Because in the 90s in Pembrokeshire, where I used to live, I actually started up an HO club. We ran it for about 6 months through one summer. It was really good fun, and we've still got all that stuff. So I might feature that one day on this channel. But really cool HO BMW. And then we have the channel's firm favourite, the old Mini Clubman. So as you can see, this one's had a bit of a paint job over the years. It's not too bad, it'll do. And then we've got the interior here. Little driver's had his head painted, which looks quite cool. And then we got the interior guts. So as you can see, all kind of falling apart, but it won't take much to pop it all back together again. In fact, I could probably get that motor back in as I talk to you right now. Can I get it in there on camera? No, probably not. Anyway, but there we are. So it's all there. It's all complete. Bumper's complete. Tampo printing's pretty good still on the front, or the chrome plating. The back bumper there is all intact, unbroken. And there we are. Another little potential mini project to do at some point. Like I haven't done enough of them already. But it's a lovely little car, so thank you again for that one. And then the Porsche. Now I really like these Porsches. I hadn't had one of these up until about 8 months ago or so, and I went to Gaydon at the last Gaydon show, and I picked a really pristine one up in the Martini colours. Really liked it. I paid almost nothing for it, and it was absolutely immaculate, and it runs really well. And then a friend of mine from the channel, Stuart, gave me one of these not so very long ago for doing up a little car for him off camera. And he sent me one of these in really mint condition with alloy wheels and some nice tyres as a thank you gift. So thank you for that one, Stuart. But this is another gifted one to me from Lee, and it's absolutely fantastic. I think this one is going to be a really good subject to a short little video of just transforming this from sort of play-worn aged condition into a really nicely presented car. A bit of a wash, a bit of a teacup, bring the colour back up, give it a scrub, change the tyres, and just put some new braids on it and get it up and running again. So tell me in the comments if you'd like to see me do just a short video bringing this car back to a really nice condition and blasting around the track. I think that would make a nice little short video. And then we have last but definitely not least, this Porsche. Now I would have plans for this Porsche. Now I've been asked in the comments if I would do one of these Porsches, because I did the Jaguar XJR 9, as you probably know, from a few months ago, and that went really well. And someone said to me in the comments, would I do the Sauber? Well, possibly. And would I do the Porsche? Well, Probably yes, and now I've actually got a Porsche. I've got one of these Porsches already. It's absolutely mint. I got it on eBay. I paid about £30 for it, but it's absolutely immaculate. Now this one is still in excellent condition, so it might pay me a little bit to do something with it because it's not in bad nick at all, but it is a great donor. So Lee, in the comments, tell me if you'd like me to actually use this as a donor with a full paint job and so on, or whether you'd like me to just sympathetically restore it and touch in the blue and make it nice again. But I think this one would be a really good donor for a high performance version of this car with a vacuum formed glass, vacuum formed interior, maybe not as far as a pod, but we could certainly do something with it and turn this car into a little bit of a rocket ship. Although with this back end here, I'm not so sure it's going to be the fastest thing in the world going around Crow Valley, but I think we could get some good performance out of it. So this is a really cool one, and I think it's well worthy of potentially a video. So let me know in the comments, guys, if you want to see this one, and certainly Lee, tell me if you don't mind me sort of giving this a full paint job and making it something quite special. So again, thank you for this one. So there they are, all the awesome cars that Lee has donated to this channel for future projects, and I hope that you're looking forward to what's going to happen to these cars at some point in the future as much as I am. So if you think you might like to watch what's coming in the future, maybe you'd like to subscribe, and if you could hit the little bell button, that would be awesome. So until the next time, thank you very much.